My name is Jouni Vilkka. Welcome to my channel, TFF Teacher from Finland. This video begins a whole new section in my course or series of lectures, Introduction to Ethics. The title of this section is Applied Ethics. As the name suggests, this branch of ethics is the most concrete of them all, and thus also perhaps the one that many people find the most interesting or easy to approach. Throughout the course so far, I have been explaining what ethics is about in a very abstract way, perhaps with the exception of the section on philosophy of life that immediately precedes this one. Now, in this section, to make ethics more concrete for you and to show how important this kind of thinking is, I will introduce many topics of public discussion where applying ethics is relevant. But first, consider subscribing to my channel and clicking the thumbs up button. The topics of applied ethics include issues of life and death, such as abortion, euthanasia, and the death penalty, as well as the possible justifications for war or military action. They also include issues having to do with lifestyles, such as those having to do with relationships and sexuality, as well as recreational alcohol and drug use and diets, meaning mostly the question about using animal products as food. The last bit is connected to how we view other animals and the rest of nature, which involve several important questions. They are in some ways similar to the issues of racism and other forms of discrimination, which are, of course, also subjects for applied ethics. There are many other topics, like assigning responsibility in global matters, that are also discussed in this branch of philosophy. You may already have realized that many of these issues are also hotly debated outside of professional philosophy, in traditional media as well as any new ones, such as social media. To be able to meaningfully take part in these discussions, or to make the relevant political choices, because these are important topics in that regard as well, you need to have at least a basic understanding of these issues. Even if you are not interested in philosophical ethics, you probably have to encounter it in the professional ethics of your own field. It is possible that you work for a company that requires you to get acquainted with the ethical codes or workplace ethics of that specific employer. That is applied ethics in practice. Throughout this series on ethics, I have discussed various different ethical theories that can be used as the basis of practical decisions. There are metaethical theories that are very fundamental to ethics, because they are views about the nature of values and morals. There are also theories of normative ethics, views about how decisions should be made in general. Now we are dealing with the application of such theories to a real problem that needs to be resolved in the actual world, society, where we live. There may already be a political decision in place and a law based on that decision. But you and many others may disagree with that view for a variety of reasons. It may have become obvious to you, for example, that there is a systemic injustice in how something is being done, and you want to change the policy on that thing. Or perhaps there is a discussion of that kind going on, and you just want to understand what it is about and what you should think about it. So, you have to practice applied ethics. What it means to practice applied ethics is to gather information about the subject and analyze it philosophically. The issue is likely to be such that there is already a lot of information about it available. You should familiarize yourself with the different views being presented with a critical mind. Especially remember that opponents of a view are likely to misrepresent that view, so make sure you get a good representation of that view from its proponents as well. You should try to get a general understanding of what science, in the broad sense of the word, has to say about the issue, because it is possible that claims are being made that are considered extraordinary by the experts in the relevant fields. That means those claims should also be backed up with extraordinary evidence. But don't just blindly believe if someone tells you that the claim is pseudoscientific or contrary to science. Make sure that actually is the case. Try to understand what is the issue and what is at stake. In many political debates, social issues can become to some people a matter of showing allegiance. A philosopher should not care about such things, but unfortunately, many ordinary people are eager to show support to their leaders. This is especially typical to those supporting the right and conservatives, as can be seen in how loyally they vote. In contrast, those on the left get caught up in what may seem like details, leading to infighting, which weakens them politically. The problem is that those actually affected by the policy, who the issue is about, may become victims of the politicization of the issue, even though they are a tiny minority, because the majorities use their issue as a token in a game to fight over. Once you understand what the issue is about, who or what is affected, and what science, that is, academic researchers, have to say about it, you should look into the arguments so far presented. Conceptual analysis and logical analysis of the arguments may now be useful. You may benefit from knowledge of various common fallacies of argumentation, also known as logical fallacies, as well as common biases that people are often misled by. I have several videos on these in my series Introduction to Philosophy and Critical Thinking. See the links below. The purpose of analyzing the arguments, of course, is to see if any view so far presented has a good case for it. The goal of applied ethics is to seek solutions to actual problems so that the solution can be applied to all similar cases afterwards. Policies about treating co-workers, customers, and patients, and their treatment, for example, can be created and used in all cases for the time being, without always having to go through the same ethical discussions. Now that you should have some idea of what applied ethics is about, I will move on. In the following videos, I provide fairly broad accounts of several different issues that have been or are being discussed in applied ethics. I don't mean to present answers to these issues, but rather just showcase them as examples of the topics of discussion. You can look into the issues on your own and make up your own mind. But I would like to recommend you to keep an open mind and avoid forming opinions, especially strong ones. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. I hope you'll tune in next time when I will be talking about animal rights and environmental issues. Bye for now. If you wish to support my channel, please click thumbs up, subscribe, and share my videos. Any comments on the videos would also be welcome.